Hello friends, welcome back and welcome to Biology Nirmal. Today I am going to discuss you about another important topics of biology, and this is the innate immunity. So before going to discussing about the innate immunity, first of all we should know what is immunity. Actually, various kinds of pathogenic microorganisms or the microbes enters into our body, and this may causes many harmful diseases in our body. But we should be protected from these microbes, and our own body defense or the immunity actually protect us from these harmful microbes. But today I shall discuss you about that how our immunological system or the immunity actually protect from our body from these harmful microbes. So I can describe you about this immunity. Suppose this is the body. So this is the human body. Suppose, and in this human body, the microbes can enter into this human body. And suppose this is the microbes, and these microbes can enter into our body, and this will causes the disease. But our immunological system actually protect us from these harmful microbes. Actually, these microbes can be crosses two line of the defense, and this is the first line and this is the second line. Okay, so first line of the defense is called innate immunity, and second line of defense is called acquired immunity. Okay, so this is our immunological system, or first line of defense or second line of defense actually protect us from this harmful microorganism. So these microbes can enter into our body, and this can causes the disease. But these microbes can be crosses the first line and the second line of the defense. And today I shall discuss you about this first line of defense mechanism, or that is the innate immunity. And here I can tell you that innate immunity is not specific. That is, it can act any kind of microorganisms, and this is the first line of defense mechanism. So there are a few properties of the innate immunity, and first of all, this is the non-specific. So innate immunity is the non-specific, and these can act against all kinds of microorganisms. Okay. So innate immunity will be of following type. First of all is the anatomical barrier. So anatomical barrier. So how anatomical barrier actually protect us from this harmful microorganism? Actually, skin. And the skin epidermis is waxy. Skin epidermis is waxy, so many microorganisms cannot invade the skin. And also the skin have the pH 3 to 5 pH, because the fatty acids and lactic acid are actually present, and in this acidic environment many microbes will be killed. So this is an example of the anatomical barrier. And also another example of the anatomical barrier is that our respiratory system. So respiratory system, urinogenital system, and this actually contain the ciliated epithelial cell, and this ciliated epithelial cell actually sweep these microbes. So these harmful microbes, these actually sweep these harmful microbes outside of the body. And so this is the anatomical barrier. And next is the physiological barrier, and the second one in cases of innate immunity is the physiological barrier. And this is the physiological barrier. And in physiological barrier, the stomach pH remains about 3, and due to the secretion of that of the HCl, and in this pH level the microbes cannot be survived. And also there is presence of chemical mediator. So chemical mediator, and this is the physiological barrier. And chemical mediator have the the lysozyme, and this lysozyme is a kind of enzyme. These are actually present in the saliva and the tears, and this saliva and this lysozyme actually break the peptidoglycan layer of bacteria. So break peptidoglycan cell wall of bacteria, peptidoglycan layer of bacteria, so that this bacteria actually cannot causes any kind of disease. And next is the interferon, and here I can tell you that this is very important. and the interferon is secreted from the viral infected cell. Suppose this is a cell and this cell is infected by virus, so this is the virus, and this viral infected cell secrete the interferon. So this is the interferon, and this interferon actually protect the another healthy cell from these bacteria, from these viruses. So this is the another healthy cell. So this is the healthy cell, and this interferon actually protect against from this. So this interferon actually protect against from these viruses, so that these viruses cannot infect these healthy cells. So this is an example of physiological barrier, and another physiological barriers means the chemical mediators, and another example of the chemical mediator is the complement system. Okay, in our plasma membrane there are many kinds of protein, so that complement system. So how complement system actually protect from these harmful microbes? This is just like that. Suppose there are actually presence of the 20 plasma protein, and this 20 plasma protein actually produces a membrane attack complex, or the MAC, and this MAC actually cleave the bacterial cell wall, cleave bacterial cell wall, so bacteria will die. So this is an bacterial cell wall. So this is another example of the chemical mediator. So that innate immunity is not actually specific for specific kind of antigens or the harmful microbes. It actually protects us from every kind of the microorganisms. So I have already discussed you about the anatomical barrier and the physiological barrier. And next, the another kind of the innate immunity, and this is the phagocytic barrier. So you should remember that what is the phagocytic cell and what is the name of the phagocytic cells in various kinds of human organs. Just like that, in the liver there are presence of Kupffer cells, and so in the kidney there are presence of mesangial cell. So these are the phagocytic cell, and this phagocytic cell also protect us from the harmful microorganisms. So another kind of innate immunity is the phagocytic barrier. Okay, so phagocytic barrier, many of the blood cell can act as phagocytic cell, just like that. Is the macrophage, so that the macrophage can act as the phagocytic cell, and so there are presence of many of the phagocytic cell. Example is the macrophage. Macrophage is the phagocytic cell, monocyte is the phagocytic cell, and neutrophil is the phagocytic cell. So these actually form the phagocytic barrier. So neutrophil is the phagocytic cell. So suppose any of the, and how this phagocytic cell actually kill the microorganisms, I can describe this process. Suppose this is the microbes, so this is the harmful microbes, and by the process of the phagocytosis, these actually take up these harmful microbes. So this is the phagosome. So this is the phagosome, and there are presence of the lysosome, and this is the lysosome, and this lysosome and the phagosome. So this is the phagosome, and this phagolysosome, and this lysosome actually cleave these microbes into the many small particles, and this will be absorbed. So this will heal these microbes. So heal the microbes by the process of phagocytosis. And another important type of anatomical barrier is the inflammatory response. Okay, and the inflammatory response have the many characteristic features like the redness, swelling, etc., and these kinds of characters can be actually found. So now this is the last step of the innate immunity, and this is the innate inflammatory response. So suppose this is the skin, and any of the damage in the skin, so there is actually form that of the damage. So any of the damage of the skin, and this will secrete the many vasoactive and the chemotactic factor. So these are the vasoactive and chemotactic factor. Vasoactive and chemotactic factor. So this from this damaged portion, the vasoactive and the chemotactic factor are actually secreted, and and if this is the blood vessel, so this is the blood vessel, and the many of the phagocytic cell are actually attracted into this region, and this will kill the various kinds of microorganisms. Suppose this is the phagocytic cell, and this phagocytic cell first of all attached with the endothelial layer of the blood vessel, and this is called margination. Okay, and this is called margination. And next, this actually coming out from this and from this blood vessel, and this is called the diapedesis, and these actually act in the phagocytosis. So phagocytosis, and when any of that of the microbes enters through this damaged portion, so by the process of the phagocytosis, these cells actually kill these microbes. So this is all about the innate immunity. So I just sum up about this innate immunity. Innate immunity is not actually specific, and this can act every kinds of microorganisms, every kind of harmful pathogens, and this actually protect us from this harmful pathogen. And there will be presence of various kinds of the barrier, like the anatomical barrier and physiological barrier and phagocytic barrier and inflammatory response. And from all of these, the chemical mediators are actually very much important, and which is a part of physiological barrier, lysozyme, interferon, and complement system, and these are actually very much important. So these are, that is the innate immunity, guys. And in the next video tutorial, I will describe you about the acquired immunity. And if you like my videos, and then share my videos and subscribe my channel Biology Nirmal. So thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you.